Hey, this is the 5 Minute Podcast review for Monday, August 13, 2018. Two new podcasts to tell you about in this episode. First up, a series that kicked off in late July called Household Name. And this is a series where each episode tells the story, often the surprising story, behind household name brands like TGI Fridays, Pizza Hut, and Blockbuster Video, which are the brands covered in the first 3 episodes up now. If you want a sample episode, go for the first one, the episode on TGI Fridays. If you've ever wandered past or have actually ever gone into one of these tired-looking TGI Fridays chain restaurants, you'll be pretty surprised to learn that TGI Fridays was once among the hottest and sexiest of pickup joints around. Have a listen to this.
This was the Upper East Side of Manhattan at a time when TGI Fridays was the hottest place to be young and single in New York. It was like the Tinder of the 1960s.
You know, all the young singles wanted to go to Fridays. That was the hot spot.
The police came along and stopped traffic on First Avenue, literally stopped traffic.
You felt as a bartender that you were like a rock and roll star and you're going to be on stage.
It was the social scene in Dallas,
New York, Houston, Chicago, in Little Rock, Arkansas, it was a phenomenon.
Atlanta,
Seattle.
It was an amazing happening.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound anything like the tragic TGI Fridays I passed by at the local shopping mall the other day, but anyhow, hear the full story in episode 1 of Household Name. As I said, there's 3 episodes up at the moment, running 30 to 40 minutes each, which I think is a good, pacey listen time for these kinds of stories. And as always, the easiest way to get Household Name is to use the link I've put on your screen. Okay, Alan Alda, star of MASH, has been in the news recently, revealing that he has Parkinson's disease, but making the point that the illness doesn't mean you can't remain active. And one of the activities he's been up to recently is launching and hosting a new podcast called Clear and Vivid. The podcast is a passion project for Alan Alda and to a large extent builds on what he's been doing for the last 25 years, which is exploring what makes good communication. He set up the Alan Alda Centre for Communicating Science in 2009, which has the mission of helping scientists communicate complex topics to the general public in clear and engaging ways. But the podcast Clear and Vivid doesn't focus on communicating scientific issues. Rather, it explores through conversation with a range of people the art of connecting better and communicating better with people in every area of your life, and particularly those you disagree with. The first episode with comedian Sarah Silverman is a good entry point into what the Clear and Vivid podcast is all about. In this episode, Silverman discusses how she engaged with a particularly nasty Twitter troll and ultimately befriended him. Other episodes up at the moment include Judge Judy on how to figure out who's telling the truth, an episode on is empathy good or bad, and one on bringing together enemies. Okay, that's it. Quick one this episode, but 2 new podcasts to check out, Household Name and Clear and Vivid. You can search for them on any podcast app, including now Spotify and Google Podcasts if you're on Android, or just use the links I've put on your screen. See you in the next episode, and thanks for listening.